Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Maria and I make personal development content here on YouTube. And so in today's video, I want to come on here and talk about 3 signs that God is calling you to do something specific in your life. And I think this is something that I definitely get questions about often. I think this is something also that a lot of people um, may struggle with being able to see those signs and understand, like, what is God telling you to do in this moment? What is God calling you to? And so these can be subtle signs, but there are definitively signs that God is calling you to do something. So, sign number 1 is that it comes natural to you. So, for me personally, I am 1,000% a talker. I can talk, but yet I am like an introvert extrovert. So like I can hold conversations and I can do all those things. But then I also can just kind of be to myself and have that time where I'm to myself. But I'm great at connecting with people. I'm great at talking with people. I'm great at communicating with people. I'm great at being able to articulate myself, and God has provided me with wisdom and all these things, right? So it's something that comes natural to me. When I think about it, when it comes to me and my coaching, I realize that uh, this has always been something that has been natural to me. I've always been able to just talk to people and talk to them about their problems and help them through their problems and make sense of things for people. And so that was like something that like my friends and my family, like even my older like family members or like some of my older friends, like they'll always say like, wow, Maria, like, although you're younger than me, you have so much wisdom. Like I hear from my family members all the time. I hear from people out on the streets. They're like, "Wow, like how old are you?" And they're like, "Wow, like you're so wise for your age. I wish when I was your age I was this wise." Whatever the case may be. And so that's something that just comes natural to me. That's something that literally is just like I'm just able to have these conversations with people. God has provided me with this wisdom, and I'm just able to coach people and I'm able to talk to people about their problems and their situations and provide them with the best advice that I have. And so again, going off of life experiences and going off of my own things that I've been through and things that I've been able to work through and areas that I've been able to grow. And so then I am able to share them and coach others through them. So that's sign number 1, that God is calling you to do something. It is really honestly naturally coming to you. Like there is really it's just something that like maybe other people don't have naturally. It doesn't come to them naturally, but for you it's just natural. Like you just heard it so much throughout your life. People tell you all the time, wow, you're so great at this, wow, you're so great at that. Okay, so sign number 2 is it won't go away. Like it is literally nagging you, right? So great example I like to always think about is, and really from my own experience, is I remember when I was younger, I always said like I wanted to be an attorney and I wanted to actually be a family lawyer, and that was like my dream, that was my goal, that was everything. But my true reason for that was because I care about family and I care about relationships and I care about people as a whole. And so I used to always say I want to be able to be a family attorney, to be able to fight for my clients. And if they have to go through divorce or anything like that, that it's a smooth transition, that it's like, I'm able to help with that process. And but the most important thing that always came to me was I want to be able to help them. Like that was my goal. I wanted to be able to help them. And so I did all this work. I got myself together and I was like, okay, like I'm going to type up my law school paper to get into law school. Like I did all these things. And then um, doing all of that while I was in college, I thought about picking up a minor in psychology. But then I actually ended up finding out that it would add another year to me of going to school, and I was like, "Nope, 4 years and I'm out. So I didn't do it. I ended up just saying, okay, well, I guess law school is the route for me. And so, in me doing that, I kind of always had in the back of my mind, though, like the reason why I really want to be a family lawyer is because I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to talk to people through their problems, talk people through their problems, be able to help people. That has always been my goal. And so when you think about that and you think about the fact that like I wanted to do psychology, but then like it just was like, nope, that's going to add on another year. And then I start going through the law school process and like it just like even just writing my paper. When I had to write why I wanted to be an attorney, I wrote out because I wanted to be able to help people. And then I came across like things about being a life coach and all these things. And I was like, no, this is what I want to do. So I completely scratched out me becoming an attorney because for me, being an attorney meant that I'm helping once the problem has already been created. Whereas my approach is to help before it gets to the point where now you are in divorce court or now you are in child custody court and stuff like that. Like that's not I want to help you before you get to that point. Like I want peaceful relationships. I want personal development. I want all those things. Like that is what I want for the people that come to me. And so I felt like I was able to do more of a work in that way. And so even when I go to different jobs and I work different jobs and I do all these things, it's still on my heart to go back to school, to be a therapist, to become a psychologist, to like it's still on my heart. It won't go away. No matter what I try to do, it will not go away. And it's nagging me. And it's because God has called me to it. And then that really coincides with sign number three of when God is calling you to do something specific in your life, is that it is a form of serving, but it's not something you want to do. So, as you probably already know now from my multiple videos, is that um, I always talk about using your gifts and serving in God's kingdom. And when I say serving God's kingdom, I mean here on earth we are supposed to be a servant to our brethren and to the people around us. And so our purpose in life is to move God's purpose forward for the world. And so we are to use our gifts and we are to do those things in order to serve God's purpose. Well, the third way is when you know that God has called you to do something it is a form of serving but not something that you necessarily want to do. So a great example of this is like, you may be you may be at a job right now where you really cannot stand what you have to do. Like maybe you have to go out and you have to your boss asks you to be like the person that answers the doors or has to be the greeter to people and you're the first person people see and like you just like this is not me. I am very much introverted. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to have to talk to people. I don't want to have to greet people. Like that's just not a desire for me. And it's not about your desire because it's about the serving that God is having you do. God has placed you in that position because he believes that your personality type is actually the personality type that can greet people, that can be welcoming, that can do those things. And it's not because you can't do them, it's because you don't want to do them. And so it's going to be a form of serving something that you don't necessarily care to do. Like, for instance, me, right? I come on here on YouTube, and like I said, like I'm a talker, like I can hold a conversation with people anytime I need to, right? But then I also don't necessarily care to have to take time out of my day to hop on here and have to put together thumbnails and do all these things, but I care about serving in God's kingdom. And so Although I may not want to come on YouTube and do it this way, I still care about doing it. And so I don't want to do it in this form, but I am serving. And that's just the bottom line. There is no other way around it. And so when you think about that, it's like God will put you in positions to serve in the way that He wants you to serve, even though you don't want to serve that way. But it's a way for you to push God's kingdom forward. And so, those are really the three signs that I wanted to come on here and talk about today of when God is calling you to do something specific in your life. And the biggest thing I always say is be obedient, be obedient, be obedient, be obedient. The other thing is, too, I just want to say as well, just kind of like as a little bonus tip, I guess you would say, is that you will also know when God is calling you to something and it's just not the right time. And I will talk about that in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.